Going forward, the Stafford community has really given us a lot of very, very favorable feedback. They gave us some critical feedback too. And I think one of the things that we've got to do, I think reflection is one of our key variables that we're going to have to use when we kind of move forward with the data they gave us. They gave us some goals on what they think we should have for a graduate profile, but they also kind of came back with some facilities needs. They talked to us about, growing class sizes and not enough space to have kids in a classroom, buildings that were originally designed for a different grade level kid. And the kids are getting bigger, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what we've got to look forward to doing is, what are we doing to accommodate the best learning spaces for children and teachers so they can learn at their most optimum spaces, and then teachers can teach in the most optimum space. We also have to think about our citizens and our community around us, how it's growing. Just like anything, you either go forward or you don't really stagnate, or you go backwards. Well, fortunately, we're going forward, so that means we're growing academically. It also means we're growing in space-wise. So we've gotten some, from new homes that are coming in the area to some new community members and buildings that are kind of repurposing our TI property and around the area. And so we've got potential growth that's all around us that's coming. We've got high expectations, and that's great, and so the community that has been here has helped us continue to push forward, but people only want the best for their kids. That's it. And so since they only want the best for their kids, we've got to provide them with the right resources. Some of that's in a facility, some of that's in technology, some of that's in programming itself and what we do here in Stafford, in order to make the community, what I'd like to say, the best little school district in the state of Texas. What we hope to do in using this, some of the feedback we have is have kind of an ad hoc group of parents and patrons who've decided, and they even have come to a board meeting to ask us about, what were we going to do about the facilities, or prioritizing what we're going to do to kind of keep those class sizes smaller, keep them even contained within the spaces that we have, but have an optimal learning environment. So we're going to have a breakout group that's going to come back and report to the board on what they've been doing so far and how it's aligned with our strategic planning process, and what the vision of the district is and what they said the goals were. We're going to have students involved in that, as well as teachers and citizens. And that's what will happen in the days to come ahead after the strategic planning process. The other part is if there are goals that don't deal with facilities, for example, the graduate profile, then what we're going to do is bring those items before the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Trustees is going to not only listen to those, they'll give their input and hopefully adopt what those goals are that the citizens and students came up with on what their expectations are for teaching and learning. And just a note for those who are watching for the first time, the graduate profile is just not for high school students. It's for any graduate in Stafford. And so that's from pre-K when they walk in the door all the way out. And they really are kind of conclusive, culminating sentences that say, in Stafford, we believe the graduate will be able to. And then we finish the sentence with. And so that's what the community has worked on, how they're going to finish what the graduate profile looks. So a child can kind of begin with the end in mind and know right up front, and parents can read and know with the end in mind. If my child comes to Stafford, he or she will get the following, regardless of what grade level it is, as it relates to our graduate profile, as it relates to the vision of the school district, as it relates to what we want learners to be able to know and do, and what the outcome should be after they've been here. And then we want to make sure we remove any of the barriers, whether it's facilities, whether it's in programming, whether it's in teaching in the classroom, whether it's in setting up different environments that offer different opportunities for kids for teaching and learning. We want to provide all of those to make sure that we've got the best or most optimal environment for kids to grow and learn here in Stafford. And we want to make sure that our kids, and I say it with a lot of pride, we want to make sure that our kids not only represent us well, but we want them to be the best in the world. We don't want second best. We want to make sure they have every opportunity to be the very best students that they can be, the very best productive citizens that they can be after they leave Stafford.
All right, so we are now in the lead phase of our strategic design process. We've had a lot of work been accomplished across multiple sessions. We have teams of people that come in and work on different sections. So we had the design team at the very beginning. We had the create team that came in next, and now we have the lead team. And the goal of the lead team is to work on actually designing and developing actions that will move us towards the priorities, the goals that were established during the course of our design and create days. So really today is, in short and sweet terminology, about creating strong actions that will move us towards elevating specific results that were identified at the end of the create session. We have also demarcated what years we want to work on specific results and have those things occur. So what's happening now is we've got the lead team looking at specific results for year one, and they are defining and designing actions based on research that they're going to do. They're clarifying their understanding of exactly what does this specific result mean, what is it that we really want, so that they will not be going down a pathway and developing actions that are out of sync. The other thing that happens is that the lead team looks at the work that took place prior to their coming in today. And so what that does is that ensures that there's consistency across the work. We, in the very beginning, in the design phase, identified learner profile, learner outcomes. We created a call to action, and we moved swiftly towards developing goals. And so once we got into the create team session, those folks were able to really more clearly define from the goals that we had established what those specific results were that we wanted. And again, now they have passed the baton to the lead team, which is developing actions. The other thing that's really interesting is that we've had a great consistency with a number of adults and students who have been on board working throughout all phases. And so there's been a little leeway there, of course, in terms of not having everybody at the table each time we get together. But it's been really nice to have representative voices from, in fact, students. We've had parents, community members, and a variety of types of staff members. We've also had alumni involved every step of the way. Interestingly, this time we don't have as many alumni members of this particular team here, but they have been involved and engaged along the way. So we're really excited to see what happens today. The actions will be developed that will be they will then be used to for year one. Those actions that are developed will go into the district improvement plan. So what happens is it moves from a very high level operation of what are the specific results that we want to see accomplished in year one, to here are the actionable items, the ways we're going to make it happen, to let's embed these now in the district improvement plan, which then filters to the campus improvement plans, et cetera. So it ends up going throughout the entirety of the organization. So we're excited and ready to go.
At Stafford MSD, one of our top priorities is ensuring that our kids have a creative learning environment where they want to come to school, they're excited about learning, where it's fun, enjoyable. We want our kids to be successful in whatever endeavors that they choose. SMSD is all about learning, it's all about academic excellence.
I think one of the things that Stafford MSD could improve on is our facilities. We have great facilities in some places, and we need a lot of work in others. For example, we do not have adequate parking. There are many times, not even when events are going on, just the normal morning drop off and pick up, where there's not sufficient room for everyone. We need to expand our parking. We probably need to add more buildings to reduce the number of students in each class, new classrooms. One of the things that we're driving for is to become the best little school district in Texas. We say we'd like to be the first public-private school, and in order to do that, we need to have state-of-the-art facilities, which include everything from parking to the classrooms to technology to just cutting-edge programs and curriculum. So I think that should be a priority for Stafford.
I think some of the key takeaways from the activities, and just in listening to some of the stakeholders, we need to keep up with the growth that the district has experienced here recently. The growth of our programs has really brought more students into the population. And one of the things that I think we struggle to keep up with, even though we have the new College and Career Center, more is needed from a facility standpoint to really accommodate the number of students that we not only house now, but are looking to attract as a part of the innovative programs that we're developing. So I think looking at our infrastructure and really improving upon and expanding upon our existing facilities would be really a key takeaway and a priority for going forward.
Working today in the groups, I think it was really exciting to see the interaction between the educators and the students, and really to get the students' ideas of what can be improved as far as teaching and learning, but also in their look at the facilities that they have and how they could be improved. They liked the ideas of natural light and areas for collaboration, as well as improving the level of teaching that they're receiving.
What impresses me is that the school is really taking the initiative to try to fix the problems they see and maybe give students the chance to elaborate on what they see as students and maybe help them to make the school better.
One of the key takeaways from our strategic planning process for me has been that our students, our teachers, our administrators, our community is extremely interested in smaller class sizes, and that's important to me also. With smaller class sizes, we have to ensure that our students have great facilities, a great infrastructure, a creative learning environment where they can flourish, where they want to come to school, they want to have fun, and that our teachers want to also teach our students in. So I'm excited about our strategic planning process and all of the things that it brings with it.